Welcome to Sankofa Community Affairs with Brother Salim Adolfo. Today we are here with DjOneluv. How you doing, sir?
Blessed to be here, bro. Definitely a blessing.
All right, thank you for being on the show. As a DJ myself, I'm always fascinated about what gets other folks into DJing. How did you start DJing?
Man, it's a crazy story. I've always loved DJing because I'm a lover of hip hop, and that's one of the elements and everything. So it's always appreciated. And I'm a lover of music, period. My parents had a huge record collection, the album collection, huge. So I grew up off of all the old school stuff. Going back from, the late 60s, early 70s. So the Temptations, Bobby Womack, Earth, Wind and Fire, Stevie Wonder. I got to actually see the Jackson 5 perform when I was a kid. Not Michael Jackson, the Jackson 5 perform back in my hometown of Pittsburgh. And, Patti LaBelle, you name it, man. I grew up off of that. I used to sit there and study watching my father's album covers of like Girl Scout Heron and, Earth, Wind and Fire's album covers. The artwork was always just amazing with all the, the ancient Kemet artwork and everything. And so I've always been a lover of music. But I got to started DJing because we had a business down on U Street in DC called Urban Energy that we opened up in 2002, and we just needed music to play while we had our poetry. Okay. So we had on Saturday night we had what was called open mind poetry, that I called it, and me along with two other brothers created that. Dehudi and Quadro, who's down in North Carolina now. And so I said, I'll take care of the music while, everybody comes in and intros and stuff like that. And that's how I actually just got into being the DJ, quote unquote. And then it just progressed into a long story of me DJing over at, what's the place? JoJo's, a couple doors down with Ben. He opened that up. He needed a DJ. And I was like, yo, I'll do it. And I came in, didn't even know what I was doing really with the equipment. And it took me like about 5 minutes to figure it out. And, next thing you know, boom, I'm DJing there. And then next thing I started DJing down at Bar None for the Movement Open Mic Mondays that they had, because I just took my CDs up in there. And, gangster style said, ain't nobody up in here DJing. I'm going to get on and start spinning. And my man Munch came upstairs and was like, you spinning? I said, yeah. He said, cool. And that was it. Next thing you know, I'm DJing there on Mondays and then Fridays. And then it just, DJ career took off from that.
Did you ever spin vinyl?
I spin vinyl too. I grew up off of vinyl, so you know what I mean. Vinyl is the classic, so I do CDJs in vinyl. It doesn't matter to me, music is music. So.
Who are some of the DJs that influenced you?
Oh man, you got to go back to hip hop, but you're looking at Herc, of course. Back in the day though, it was Grandmaster Flash. And Jam Master Jay were the ones that really like rang out. But then, you had Cut Creator, and then Jazzy Jeff came along, and because back in the days, it was a big deal who your DJ was when you was an MC. You wasn't just an MC, it was MC and DJ so-and-so, Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. It was, Run DMC and Jam Master Jay. It wasn't just Run DMC back in the days. It was like, that, as a matter of fact, who your DJ was just as important as who you was. Eric B and Rakim, it was like, we used to compare the DJs, not just the MCs in the battle. So, all of them though back then is, nothing but great appreciation for them.
What happened to the DJ today? We don't see a lot of MCs having DJs now.
A couple of things, man. Technology and capitalism.
Okay.
Capitalism, I should say first though, the game is different, and it's about the solo artists now, because you don't even have groups anymore. You have individual artists that will rap with other people and on other albums, but you don't have your groups anymore like we had back in the days. Like I said, going back to Treacherous 3, Run DMC, Tribe Called Quest, Public Enemy, boom, things like that. There was always these groups, Nice and Smooth, Brand Nubians, Black Sheep. The list goes on and on and on. Now it's about the individual artists. And so, like I said, Tribe Called Quest, it was Q-Tip, right. Fife, Ali Shaheed, and then Jerobi, but that was the whole, group in itself. Yeah. Now it's about the individual rappers. So, and that's capitalism. It's exploiting it and divide and conquer. So that's the main thing. Then I say technology also, because you got a lot of people that are DJs today. And a lot of it is because of technology. You know, you have different equipment out there, software. I use Serato, and so now it's become a lot easier for folks to DJ, and now that music is digital, you don't have to carry all the records and everything, which I love. Trust me, you know, because you know people be like, yeah, I like it in the old days when you know everybody had to bring the crates and everything. I said, you liked it while you was partying. You ain't like it, you know, if you was having to set that up and you had to bring that out of your basement, load it into your ride. You need your boys, your crew, try to put it in a car or a van or whatever, then take it in there, and then trying to find all that stuff, and then at the end of the night when the party's done and y'all done, you know, went home and you probably got your freak on or whatever, I'm still loading the crates up and everything. So, but it's a good thing, you know, MP3s and things like that, but it's made people think that everybody can be a DJ. And it's not that simple, you know. First of all, you gotta love it, you know, if you want to be a really good DJ. And I see a lot of DJs out there, it's not just about talent, it's about loving the craft, it's about loving moving the crowd, it's about knowing what you're doing. It's a lot of psychology to DJ and everything. So it's kind of been watered down, the role of the DJ. And nowadays it's gotten out of control where it's like everybody thinks that they can just come up and tell the DJ what to do, you know, and then get an attitude with you if you don't play their song right then and there.
Right.
And so like if you've been to some of my parties, I specialize in classic old school stuff, R&B, hip hop, funk, reggae, go-go, house, you name it, whatever, even, you know, old school pop and stuff from the, you know, the 90s and 80s and things. If I'm doing a mix where, you know, I just played Earth, Wind & Fire and Bayo, then I went to Stevie Wonder, All I Do, and now I'm going to get ready to play SOS Band, you know, Take Your Time. Why are you coming to me asking me to play Bobby Shmurda? You know, it's like, you know, and so it don't fit at all. And that's the whole point of why DJs are like, yo, we're in our groove doing what we're doing, let us do what we do. But people think that because the DJ's role has been minimized, that, oh, you know, everybody can just tell the DJ what to do. It's just not that simple playing. You know?
Let me ask you this. When you're at a party or you're in an event and you hear another DJ spinning, are you able to really sit and enjoy the atmosphere, or are you listening to the DJ to see how they mix?
It depends on the DJ. Okay. And it's funny you say that because I have a lot of DJ friends, you know, shout out to DJ Jimmy Fingers and Black Steel, the DJ Two-Tone, RBI, all these cats and everything. But we'll be out of place and there's another DJ. If the DJ's not good, we're like, oh my God, this is hurting my head.
Yes.
You know, my man Munch, me and him do a lot of stuff. He's a DJ as well. We at some events and it's like, this is like, it's making my ears bleed because they don't know how to, you know,
down the mix.
They don't know how to mix and blend and transfer, and the cuts could be off, whatever, or more importantly, they're going all over the place with their playlists. And that would drive us nuts. But if the DJ is good, I'm partying like everybody else. I'm probably partying even harder and rooting them on like that's what's up. You know, they had the H Street Festival a couple of weeks ago back in September, and DJ Two-Tone was rocking the crowd. They had the people out in the streets dancing and everything. And I'm right with him, like rooting them on, like, you know, he's killing it, you know. So if they're good, you're all into it. But if they're not, it's like, oh my Lord, man, I can't take this. I'm gonna have to leave.
I got you. Yeah. You're watching Sankofa Community Affairs with Brother Salim Adolfo. We need to take a break. We'll be right back.
In order to beat breast cancer, I knew I would have to lose my breasts. But to reclaim my life, I chose breast reconstruction.
Each year, nearly 150,000 women will learn they will undergo a mastectomy due to breast cancer. But 7 out of 10 women are never told about their breast reconstruction options. Breast reconstruction is a very important part of the healing process, both physically and emotionally. Download my song Flower to share the message.
Welcome back to Sankofa Community Affairs with Brother Salim Adolfo. Our special guest for today is DjOneluv, one of my favorite DJs in the Washington, D.C. community area. What are some of the types of events that you like to DJ at? I know as a DJ, I personally prefer like cookouts, family type of events, but I also like to party. Some people are like, they like to battle. Do you have any type of event or style of DJing you like?
I like my parties that I do because my parties are called the Go Back. And we're going back in time. You know, and I call my DJ setup the time machine. And I like those type of parties because they're themed on whatever it says it's going to be. So if we're going to be doing old school, I want to hear all old school, and then you get to concentrate because there's so much music out there that even if I DJ for 5 hours, I won't play everything that I really wanted to play.
Right.
So I like those type of parties if the things, and then you got like the versus type of parties where it's Dirty South versus West Coast, or Midwest versus East Coast New York hip hop, things like those are really cool too. Outkast versus say Pharrell, things like that. Those are really cool because you get to really hear.
So you like theme parties?
I love theme parties, and then and then I like weddings, man. They're fun. They're actually a lot of fun. In cookouts, family reunions and things like that. But I really don't like the club thing, honestly. Now I like the lounge type of parties like I do and thing, but the club scene is too commercial and honestly it's too ignorant. Like, and when I say ignorant, I mean in the sense that the audience today doesn't know music. Right. They just know what has been given to them. So it's like, you only know what's on the radio instead of what that artist actually makes. So an artist can come out with a song, say like 2 Chainz, okay? And you'll know the 2 Chainz that you hear on the radio, but he might actually have a song that is banging that has not been released yet or may never be released, and you won't like it because it's not on the radio. And that's the ignorant part that I don't like about it. Like literally as a DJ, we get privy to stuff that comes out from the labels before everybody else does. And I'll hear certain things and I'm like, dang, that's tight. That's tight. I can't wait to play that. And it's like this Friday, I'm gonna play that song. And it'd be, if it's in a club setting, everybody's dancing and you play a song that ain't never been heard, people stop dancing. Right. And then 2 weeks later, you got all these girls coming up to you asking you for that song you just played 2 weeks before. Jamie Foxx just blame it on the alcohol. That happened with that. When I first heard the song, I was like, I like this. This is the whole hook and everything. The sound was too. I played it, man. People left the floor. 2 weeks later, everybody, you got the new Jamie Foxx, blame it? I'm like, yeah, I played it 2 weeks ago. You did? It's like, yeah. And it's like, what happened? I said, y'all stop dancing. So I don't like that. So I like more of the theme type of, events and weddings, old school parties and stuff like that, Plus you get to rock it more too. Right.
What's that one song that you like to play to get the party jumping?
It depends on what the crowd is, but there's quite a few of them.
Like what's your sure hit? Like, that this is your record, so you just want to get everybody up on the dance floor.
Jay-Z's Give It To Me. Okay. Just because the way it comes in and then boom, then I'm a hustler, baby. Everybody starts singing it. Okay. Then you got Tupac and Digital Underground, I Get Around. Okay. It's another one. Humpty Dance, another one. Those are ones that I know that, like, and then there's Biggie, there's Find My Way, Tribe Called Quest, things like that. There's certain beats and intros that are certain ones that just as soon as the crowd hears it, they're like, oh, yeah, boom. So, yeah. But as like I said, as a DJ, I have quite a few, and it depends on the type of party. But those are the main ones that really get it going.
Something that I find is that I don't think people really understand the value that a DJ brings to an event. Have you ever had that experience?
All the time. All the time. And it's interesting because you can tell the difference between a good DJ and a bad DJ if you pay attention to that and the value of it. So you take a setting that if the DJ's not a good DJ in the sense of not knowing how to play to his crowd, because you have to be a psychologist to be a DJ. Good point. You have to pay attention, and people don't realize that the really good DJs I'm watching everything. I'm watching people walk in the door. Right. Like I'm like watching the exit and seeing that people are dancing, people at the bar, watching people's head nod, and little things like that. And the good DJs do that. They're paying attention to everything. Even when you're actually rocking a party and you may play a song that you like, the crowd may not feel it the same way. Okay. And I've done that plenty of times. And some DJs will go ahead and play that song and let that song keep playing, and next thing you know, the dance floor's clearing. If I see that people start losing their momentum, I'm changing it up to keep that party rocking. That's one of my claims to fame is that I don't give you a chance to sit down. You know, because it was like, you know, you come here, you come out to party and everything. A lot of people got dressed up.
Right.
You know, a lot of people, they're trying to escape from that work week and everything that we got, you know, the slave plantation out there. So they just want to get away and escape and not have to think about all those other issues. You want to have a good time. And some people don't get to go out all the time like that. So when they go out, they're like, I want to have a great time, party, dance, release. It was my birthday weekend, blah, blah, blah. If you got a bad DJ, it's like, dang, man. It just wasted all my time. But if you got a great DJ and who knows what they're doing and who's really in tune with their audience and in tune with their music and their music selection, it's like in chess, honestly. It's like I have 5 songs ahead already that I know I'm playing and waiting to see. I'm like, I'm going to kill the crowd because I'm going to get ready to play Naughty by Nature, all right? And then after Naughty by Nature, you know, Hip Hop Parade, then I'm going to Humpty Dance. And then after Humpty Dance, I'm going to the Scenario with Tribe Called Quest. And then I'm doing the Rockwilder, Method Red. And then right after the Rockwilder is, I'm going with Shayla Ghost by, you know, Ghostface.
Right.
I already have that in my head for my crowd, that I'm gonna do that set. And then I said, then I'm gonna switch it up and do something R&B like Montel Jordan. This is how we do it. And then Rex and the Freck, you know, Rump Shaker, and go some old school. I already literally have planning all of that in my head. So that's why I don't need these people coming up to me telling me to play all this stuff. I'm like, yo, I got this. Trust me, I got 10 songs lined up. And most people, I tell them, if you give me a chance, I promise you, you're gonna enjoy it. And when they do, what happens? They come back. You was right. They dap me up. It's like, yo, you killed it. You know, so.
But see, the value of a good DJ to me is hard for some people to really appreciate that if they don't understand, one, music, but two, all that it goes into DJing.
Right.
And you get some folks that think, okay, well, here, just play the song. It doesn't matter how you play it.
Right.
Which, for a DJ, that's how you play a record and what song you play and when you play it means everything.
Yeah.
But I had a conversation with somebody about DJing, and they wanted to give me, they said, okay, well, I give you $100. And I was like, oh.
For what?
Yeah, you know, I gotta load up my equipment.
Right.
Drive. Find a place, well, unload, find a place to park,
right.
set up, and then spin.
Right.
For, you know, 3 to 4, maybe 5 hours,
right.
And do everything in reverse again.
Yeah.
And $100 for me isn't even worth, you know, me coming out, but because they don't understand the value,
right.
You know, of a DJ. And then I find with a lot of community organizations, their spiel is, well, do it for the community. But I feel like a lot of community organizations should be the one that are supporting the artists, especially the grassroots artists such as yourself, first, you know, before some of the other places. How do you find that balance with wanting to bring the value of a good DJ to life, especially for community folks, and at the same time being able to make a good living?
So, you know, I dedicate a lot of time to the community. I dedicate my DJ services as, you know, giving back to the community a lot of times, aside from all the other activism stuff that I do. So, you know, you've asked me to DJ, and if it's for the right cause, I'll do it for free. If it's for the right situation and cause, you know, the right time. But I stress to people, I'm a full-time DJ. This is what I do for a living. So, like, I try to tell people, you know, what do you do for a living? Oh, you're a cook. You gonna come over and cook for free for me? You know what I'm saying? You're gonna bring all your ingredients and cook over, you know, and put it in that perspective. But also, it's difficult because a lot of people don't value, you know, the art of DJing and not just the art, the production side of it and everything. So they don't understand what you just said. Like loading up from your place, you know. I bring my own sound. I have all my own speakers and everything, my turntables, mixers, equipment, the wires, microphones, everything. And I'm like, I have to explain to people, like, I had to pay for every
piece of equipment.
All that. Cables alone, like just for like a 25-foot cable can be like $40 if you're trying to get top-notch cable. So, you know, so you need to have a lot of these things. So you're talking about thousands of dollars worth of equipment, number one.
We need to take a break. We want to come right back, and we want to definitely touch on that because you touched on capitalism, how it's impacted, you know, DJing and hip hop. So I don't want to lose that.
Absolutely.
But you're watching Sankofa Community Affairs with Brother Salim Adolfo. We'll be right back.
There is a practical way to reduce air pollution. Just go to EnergyStar.gov, where the EPA can show you how to make a difference.
Welcome back to Sankofa Community Affairs with Brother Slim Adolfo. We're here with DjOneluv. We're discussing the value of a DJ, and you were talking about, you know, all of the things that it goes into DJing, the equipment.
Right.
But then what about, you know, the talent, the intellectual property of a DJ?
Yeah, you know, you can tell DJs that know their stuff, you know, and having a knowledge of music and it's just in itself of music, let alone DJing, makes a huge difference. Having an understanding of sound. So a perfect example is sound. Like, you know, I had to learn sound to become a good DJ. So just having like, if you're doing an event, and this is where the value is not understood. If you're having a party, some people, like, you know, want to pay you $100, and it's like, do you understand what you're getting from that? And I hear so many people come back to me and say, man, the DJ was horrible. It was a great, you know, turnout and everything, but the DJ was horrible. And I'm like, I know so many good DJs. But, so you take like my parties that I do down there on U Street at Tavern Parlor. I bring my own sound in to incorporate with their sound because their sound is subpar. And the difference in sound is that when you walk into a spot, if you have the right sound and the right DJs know this, you can feel the energy. You can feel the music, not just hear the music. You can actually feel the beat as soon as you walk. I want you to like, boom, walk in the door, feeling it. And if you are playing the right stuff, you feel the energy.
See, you bring up a good point on playing the right stuff. I was DJing a banquet for the NACP in Hawaii. And so we had this conversation about getting a community DJ and compensating that DJ at the right price as opposed to, you know, the lowest bidder. So they went with the lowest bidder, but I talked to them. I said, well, I'm going to come along anyway, and just let me, you know, play for the first hour or so, and then, you know, just, we get in there, and these are old Southern black folks. All they want to hear is Frankie Beverly and Mays, Al Green, Cameo. You know, they want to do the electric slide, and they're good. So they had another DJ, you know, he was Asian DJ. I thought he was an excellent DJ in terms of his skill and being able to work the equipment, but he didn't know the people. He didn't know the right songs to play because he wasn't connected culturally to the music. And I think that's one of the values of being of a good DJ, regardless of what your nationality is, but knowing your people, and knowing what to play.
That's why I said you got to be a psychologist. You got to study your audience. And I DJ a whole lot of different diverse events and things. I just DJed last Saturday a roller skating party that was mixed with young and old and all races. And, you know, so I'm up in there playing everything from Katy Perry to the Village People to Beyonce to Stevie Wonder, mixing it up. But I'm not going to go and play Tribe Called Quest or something like that because they're not familiar with it. So, but I'm going to keep to my roots. And I'm going to play Earth, Wind & Fire, Stevie Wonder, and things like that as well that they know. And I mean, they were jamming. But you got to know that. And I understand the psychology of an older white couple that was up in there. You know, so, you know, I played some Steely Dan and it was like, you know what I mean? So it's relating to your people. But that's what a good DJ does is they actually understand who they're relating to. So
you said that you like doing weddings and, you know, I guess you freelance to do different types of gigs. Have you ever done radio?
I have, but I'm not a big fan of it.
Why not?
You know, for one, when you're doing radio, there's no audience that you can visibly see.
So you like to feed off of the audience?
I love feeding off the audience. You know, that's energy, man. It's just like, you know, when you're dancing, doing a dance performance, no audience out there, you don't get the cheer back and things like that, or playing a football game or basketball game. It's totally different when you get everybody else that is feeding back and forth.
So what are some of the other things that you do through music?
As far as DJing?
Well, DJing, and you do have a radio show.
I have a radio show. And in my radio show, there was talk.
Okay.
Talk radio.
What's that about?
It's called the Love Lounge Radio Show, which is based off of my name, DjOneluv. People think it's a talk show about relationships, and we do talk about relationships sometimes, but it actually, the name came from somebody gave it to me because I created it down on U Street at Bar 9. And it's the lounge area upstairs was called the Love Lounge when I DJ, because it was like DjOneluv, so that was One Love's Lounge. And it's a talk show that I created for black men and black women to come together and talk. It's a think tank. It's for us to sit together, and I pick a topic every week. It's a 1 hour show that we have on WEAC Radio 1480 AM. Okay. And also can hear it on weacradio.com. And we talk about everything that is affecting the black community, good or bad, highlighting people that are doing a lot of good things, because the mainstream media is not going to showcase someone like Marcus Bullock, who is the owner of Flick Shop. Right? People won't know about him, that this was a brother who did 8 years in prison because he was arrested for a carjacking when he was 15, and turned himself around and created his own restoration business. And we created a Flick Shop app in which he can use, like, it's almost like Instagram, where you can take a picture and send that picture with a meme and whatever you want to a particular prisoner to make them smile. You would never hear about that in mainstream media. But that's something the black community needs to hear about, positive things like that. Different organizations, different people that are doing a lot of different things, not just politics. We talk about religion, we talk about education, health. I have a lot of different doctors come on. Just this past week, I had 2 psychologists come on the show to talk about PTSD in the black community, and the work that they're doing. One brother, Kent Alford, works at Washington Adventist Hospital. Mm-hmm. And his sister, Michelle Godwin, is at St. Elizabeth. And we're talking about mental health. These are the things that we don't get to talk about or hear about in the context that we should in the black community, because mainstream media is not going to cover that, because they got to do their job of covering everything else. So and with the sponsors. What
do you do on Wednesdays?
On Wednesdays, I have at the Brooklyn Cafe, which is the same place I do my radio show. It's called Doc Wednesdays, and I show documentaries. And it's an opportunity for the public to come and watch some very compelling documentaries. So last night, we showed Guilty Until Proven Innocent by Jenks Morton. It's a documentary about men and fathers and what they have to go through with the court system and being separated from their kids, and how the stereotype is that men, especially black men, don't really care about fatherhood or care about the kids. But this documentary was proven otherwise, that it takes an emotional toll on us, and it's not just about child support and giving them money and then the kid will be all right. Fathers get torn apart from their children and they get devastated just like mothers would. So yeah, so I used up my DJ name to promote those other things, Okay. So it as a host, it's like, this is Jamel DjOneluv Muhammad, the DJ hosting this radio show and hosting this documentary series that I do every single week, just to help elevate the community and help enlighten us.
So what are some other places we can catch you spinning at?
You can catch me every week at Tap and Parlor Restaurant. When people don't know that's the restaurant portion of Bohemian Caverns, the legendary famed Bohemian Caverns, which was one of the oldest nightclubs in America. I think there's only one other nightclub, I think it's in New York, that is older than that. That's on the 11th and U Street, Northwest DC, 2001 U Street? Anyway, you can catch me there pretty much every Friday and sometimes on Saturdays. And then you can catch me at different events, okay, around the city. I get a lot of private gigs. I get a lot of corporate gigs. I did the DC Art All Night Festival, did the DC Short Film Festival closing party, things like that. Like I said, of Columbia, Maryland, the Supreme Sports Club, they have their arena up there. It's a skating arena. I DJ there sometimes, which is a lot of fun. All over, man. Like I said, I'm full-time doing this, so,
Okay, well. Yeah. Thank you for coming on.
We
ran out of time. We could sit here and we could talk music all day, so we definitely got to get you back. So I want to say peace.
Yes.
And one last question before you go.
Yeah.
Kid Capri or DJ Premier?
Premier. But I love them both.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
You're watching Sankofa Community Affairs with Brother Salim Adolfo. We'll catch you next week. Peace.